I hate night shifts. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how dangerous it is to fly half asleep. All this hassle for a bit of spotlight and some pats on the back. But hey, where's the press when you actually do something cool? Like if I save someone from getting mugged, will anyone even notice in the middle of the night? Yeah. Right.
Hello everyone. In this video, we're gonna take a look at how to use audio to drive the lip sync of our character and how we can enhance that. So I have here my hero character and we're gonna generate audio based on text to make our character talk. So first of all, we need to go to Windows, AI tools and text-to-speech to generate our audio. You can use whatever audio you have in your computer. But for now, we're going to use this tool, which is very handy. And here you will see this panel. You have to use the system that you want to use. I will use 11 Labs as usually generate the best quality. I will choose my character, which I already decide, which is going to be Clyde. And you can always click here to preview the voice.
This is a preview so you can understand how this voice sounds.
So that fits my character, so I'm going to leave it like this. And stability and clarify, here you can alter how the voice sounds. So generally I reduce this a little bit to have a bit more emotion. And here you will enter your text. I already generated my audio, so once you have your text here, you will click generate and it will create text that you can play here. If you're happy with that, you can drag and drop your audio here. But first, let's create an audio track. So let's come to the timeline, go to audio, and here you have your audio track. And because I already generated mine, I can click on the folder here to search for it. If not, you can drag and drop your audio from here. So let's search for my audio. Here it is. If this is gray out, you just have to click on the refresh icon and it will load it. So yeah. Here, as you can see, I have a few
night shifts.
Animation.
You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how...
But as you can see, when we play the audio, it's not doing anything. That's because you have to right click on your audio clip, edit, and you will see that it says lip sync target. So here we select our character, which is this one. And now if we play...
I hate night shifts. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how dangerous it is to fly half asleep.
Okay, it's a little bit rough, but it's what you get directly with an audio input, which is pretty nice. Then you can always select your characters, go into avatar, and in facial animation, you can increase a little bit the lip sync multiplier if you want. We can take a look at the effect.
Night shifts. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how dangerous it is to fly half asleep. And all this just for...
So whatever works for you, it's fine. Also, this settings is for something that we will take a look later, which is basically using your mic input to drive the lip sync. It's done in the mockup workspace, but we will take a look at in a future video. Okay, now we have our audio driven our character mouth, but how we can improve this? As you can see, I have a few animation tracks for my character. These are mostly for the body, but I don't have anything for the face. And as you can see, it's very static. It's not moving the head, not moving the eyes, not blinking. So what we can do is come here, add a facial animation. And now we have a facial track. And what I'm going to do is I'm in the animation workspace and search for animation all let's go all the way up, also all, and I'm gonna search for an idle. I'm gonna step a little bit to see what it's doing when it's, don't mind the cloth floating as it's previewing the animation in a different spot. So what I'm looking for is head movement that I find interesting, not the body, because I'm only gonna use the body. Let's try with this one. I'm gonna drag here, and now
You know how uncomfortable it is?
it's still not doing nothing because we need to enable also neck, which is gonna be the one that drives the head. So
You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how dangerous it is to fly.
maybe this is too much. You can always lower the weight with this line here, so
You know
the
how
movement
uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing?
it's more subtle.
Not to mention how dangerous it is to...
We can search on let's add a new facial animation. And let's go now for face animation. And let's go for something trouble, for example. This one. Okay. Now you see if I enable or disable the new layer, you will see that we have some more facial expression and the character is blinking. We can always control this. Again, we can choose, for example, for trouble to determine and we can blend together. So we have this effect when the blend happen, and we still have the blinking of this animation. So let's take a look at the overall.
I hate night shifts. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how dangerous it is to fly half asleep.
Okay, maybe the head movement a bit too much for this specific one. We can lower it. And now we're gonna choose an angry one for our last bit of audio. I think the first one, yeah. And let's blend it here. Okay, let's see.
Fame and glory. Where is the press?
Okay, the head is snapping because we need to make this longer. Okay.
Press.
I don't know where that face is coming from. Okay, it's this one. So we're gonna blend the end so it fades out.
Where is the press?
A little bit more.
Where is the press?
Okay, so we have our animation.
Hate night shifts. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention...
Let's reduce a little bit the lip sync intensity.
Shifts. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how dangerous it is to fly half asleep? And all this just for a bit of fame and glory. Where is the press?
Okay, as you can see, we have created a face animation with just an audio input and a few animation tracks to drive the head movement and the expression of the face. Another thing you can do to improve the facial animation with the audio clip is if you have the Live Link or the FaceCap app on your phone, you can use that to record a motion capture take for the face without moving the mouth and use that as a facial animation. So let's take a look. We have only the lips. we're gonna create, well, first let's go to the mockup workspace. Let's enable the mockup. So let's record a take without moving the mouth. And let's see how it goes. I'm gonna create a new face. Facial animation. So I just disabled these ones. And here I'm gonna click record. And let's see.
I hate night shifts. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how dangerous it is to fly half asleep? And all this just for a bit of fame and glory. Where is the press?
Okay, let's see how that goes. I have to disable this.
You know,
and again, select the neck if you want to use the head movement.
Night shifts. You know how uncomfortable it is to sleep in this thing? Not to mention how dangerous it is to fly half asleep? And all this just for a bit of fame and glory. Where is the press?
Okay, it's not bad. Maybe in some areas a bit overacting. It might need a bit of improvement, but you can do as many takes as you want. And okay, I hope you find this information useful, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.